All right. Kamish.
Yeah, the way those two guys started out, it looked like it wasn't much of a fair fight for those hitters today, was it?
No, not a fair fight. I think the whole way, pretty much. I mean, Castro got into one, but no, man, you're talking about two guys looking sharp with all their pitches working. Really encouraged with Jack. That was Jack Flaherty to a T. Really nice job, good pace, in command of what he was doing. Misses where he wanted them. It was excellent work with excellent stuff.
Is that a game that looks a little bit different than a spring training game when you got two aces? A rarity in spring training going at it, because usually one guy's going to pitch on the backfield in a game like this, or maybe in both of them,
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we almost had that matchup last time out, and Jack pitched on the backfield. Could have been a third time facing these guys, but it's always a fun day at the ball yard. But when you see two guys with that kind of ability going head to head in any setting, including spring training, it's fun to be able to be a part of it. Ben?
I was kind of wanted to follow up on that. What can it mean to a rotation when the opening day starter goes out there and pitches like the guy that he can be? I mean, you guys are in a spot with the rotation where you're working through some things, but you have depth, but you also have a guy in Jack who could and should be one of the better pitchers in the National League. And when he goes out and pitches like it, does it kind of lift everyone else?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think all of our guys are capable of that, Ben. I really sincerely believe that. We've seen it. But clearly when Jack's able to do it, that's a real positive for the group. You want to anchor to your a lot of things. I talk about that a fair amount, anchoring to different parts of your club, your lineup, your bullpen. But there's a big piece of our starters, and having not only Jack, I don't feel like he's got to be the anchor, but yeah, having that anchor there to take that ball and know what you're going to get. I think we've got several of them, but Jack's definitely, definitely a big part of that process. Jeff?
Mike, I think I asked you about him about a week ago, but how much is Tommy Parsons putting himself on the radar right now with this spring?
Yeah, the question alone facilitates that, right? I mean, it's a good question. I mean, well-deserved question. Tommy's done everything we can ask. He's come in with traffic early in camp, first day of spring training games, and just appreciate the fact he's been in attack mode. But attack mode doesn't mean just here it is, hit it. Attack mode means here it is. I can make a quality pitch with multiple pitches, and he's just in the zone. His misses are with intent. I love his pace. He's got multiple weapons and he's using them, but he's going right at guys. He's in the strike zone. He's working, controlling counts. He's being able to keep them off balance. He's changing eye levels by elevating. So he's done a nice job. Clearly, he's continued to do great with his opportunities he's been given. Kamish?
Two quick ones. One is Oviedo going to get more innings maybe now that that Michaelis is not going to be available for opening day? And how much relaxation do you have when a ball's hit to third or first base? Those are pretty much going to be out no matter where the ball is.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. It's a good feel, and I really feel that way about the entire defense. Clearly, those guys are. You talk about anchors. You're talking about, really, really, really solid deep anchors. The guys that just, what you're going to get. We have a lot of those guys. But Nolan and Goldie been doing it for a long time, and Nolan makes a tough play look somewhat routine. Just quality job on both sides from them, and it's nice to be able to see that, have that, defense a big part of our game.
And Oviedo.
Oh yeah, sorry. Ovi. With every fifth day off, it's harder to build guys up, but Ovi's getting built up as a starter. You'll see Thompson, Libertor a little bit more, as Mad Dog will say, on Main Street, and Ovi will get more opportunities to get built up as well. He's more than earned them. He threw really good in the B game. His last time out, we came over here, and then today was super effective, similar to Jack. And we had good pitching today. That was a good ball game. I know we never really talk about the game itself. It's a spring training game, but man, that was a good ball game. And a lot of things that went well and a lot of things that could have gone either way. But getting back to Ovi, super sharp today, aggressive with his heater. Speaking of going back to Jack's here, I love the way his fastball had that nice slow ride to it, and his slider was just not trying to do too much and letting it work for him on the plate. But Ovi, same thing, aggressive with his heater, good life to it. It was exploding on guys, secondary for strikes, in control of what he was doing, great pace. Really nice job that's earned him more opportunity as well. Derek?
I actually wanted to ask you about the game and how much maybe the two starters who began the day had something to do with that pace. And if you think at all that Jack feeds off of that a little bit. And then I had a follow-up question to that.
Yeah, I think that can be true. I think, but that being said, yesterday, Carlos had a good pace. Alex came in at a good pace. Cabby had a good pace. Webby had a 5-pitch inning, I think. And, we're cruising, and then we have, kind of, leadoff walk. And so I do think it's pitcher to pitcher, but I also think it can be contagious, as I think maybe some of your point to your question. We love to teach off of positives. We've had really good examples of positive work on the mound the last couple of days of how guys are getting into the rhythm, keeping the infielders engaged, and being able to attack with multiple pitches in the strike zone. And I do think that feeds on itself.
My quick follow-up is, did Jack, when you guys are working on his schedule, did he have the option of pitching the feed game today? Or did he want this matchup with Scherzer?
Oh, yeah, he always wants front center, head-to-head competition for sure.
Okay, yeah, I figured he might have had a say in this.
Yeah. Rob?
I just wonder what the plan and schedule will be for tomorrow with no game. And I know it's not a day off, but what do you guys?
It's going to be pretty light. We've got some things we want to do. We'll call it more of a detailed day. We're a third of the way through the games now. So now we want to make sure we can look up, and we made notes, talk to the staff today, talk to them every day, obviously, but talk to them today, the last couple of days, about finalizing just, what are some of the things that, we're still a little not clanky on, because it's a good time to pause and say, I'm really thrilled with where we are, considering we're a third of the way through the games. A little beyond that in camp, because of course we don't play, first day, but I'm really thrilled where we're at. A tribute to the players. We haven't had to repeat things, but there are a few scenarios that you come up and you say, well, let's cover those a little more. So tomorrow will be more of a detailed day. It'll be a lighter day. Ben?
Something you said made me think of something you said previously this week about Jack, when you said sometimes he's trying to be perfect, and you said it in a good way, but I'm curious where the line is there, and was today maybe him on the right side of that? Maybe, you said not trying to do too much at times, but just letting his pitches do their work. How do you see him kind of toggle between that, and where should he be to be his best?
I think, look, man, it's such a wonderful trait. We've got a lot of guys like that. Jack's definitely one of them. He's a guy that, we have high expectations, and Jack has none higher than that of himself, and can appreciate that. He expects to dominate, and anything short of that can be frustrating for Jack. And I appreciate that fire. I appreciate the high bar. I appreciate his dedication to what he does for his craft to allow himself to be in a position to make that happen. The conversations I have with him, and look, he's a guy that continues to learn how to self-actualize. So, but my encouragement to him and friendly reminder occasionally is just you put the work in, trust what you have. Don't get sidetracked if it doesn't go exactly the way you want it to go. And you saw that today. He's in complete control of what he was doing. If any pitches were off that he didn't like, he just got right back into feeling what he was doing and make the adjustments. So, it's a fine line, but we'd much rather have guys, we want guys that want to chase perfection, but achieve excellence. It's a butchered version of a Lombardi quote, but, that's really what we encourage with all our group. Kamish?
Even though it didn't work out, did you like the play where Edmund tried to make third base on that?
Loved it.
Third bit, yeah.
Loved it. We work on that, the different ways to get over in a ground ball to third. Harrison comes up, Eddie read it. Harrison gave Mercer a perfect strike. And then Mercer, look, I don't want to minimize the first baseman, but it's a guy that's used to turn in double plays. Historically played a lot of shortstop. So he got a perfect feed, perfect turnaround. He's got arm strength, but around the bag, I thought it was fantastic. That's a play that if he does that and reads it right, I haven't seen it over the years, not a lot, but having done it a lot and taught it a lot. That's a high risk or a low risk play, really. That's a high 90% chance of being safe, and then knowing it's a fly ball that could have scored him. So I thought it was a great baseball play. Sometimes it doesn't work, even though it's the right play, and I encouraged Eddie that was the right time to do it. And they had to make a perfect executed play, and that doesn't happen very consistently, because you think about that play, it's 127 3 3/8 from home to second, well, the same distance from third to first, and so guys stealing a base, you cut off 60 feet of that, but third baseman has to make close to that same distance throw, and the first baseman has to do it again, and typically has to hit somebody on the run to do it and make a perfect throw, and credit to them, they did it. But I'd like to see us do that the way he did it a lot this year, and I'll take our chances, especially with one out.
Go ahead, Zach.
And just a quick housekeeping, do you guys have a starter? Is it going to be Adam on Friday? Or are you undecided on that so far?
Yeah, I think we've got to finalize it. I'm pretty sure it'll be Wayno, but I got to double check with him and Mad Dog. But you could put it in a heavy pencil of being Wayno.
Okay.
Commish. Good. Anybody else?